Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. This is Ty the Note with the Maker the Romantic Muchiga. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. This is a show about marriage, a show that inspires you to get married. Marriage is really losing its aura, but I am here to tell you that marriage will not lose its aura. Marriage has to be up there. So to those of you who watch and always say that you're inspired, I really appreciate you so much. I'm glad that this show is contributing something to the single people out there and to the married people going through something and you feel you're alone. Man, you're not alone. You're not alone. So thank you so much for watching. Today is another great and beautiful episode. I'm hosting a very beautiful couple. You know the lady, she's called the cooking nurse. Guys, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you?
Most likely better than you. How are you?
I'm okay. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah. Agri na Sasira.
Yeah.
Rita Tumhimbise na Sasra, and yeah, that's it. The cooking nurse.
The cooking nurse.
Cooking nurse, yes.
I recently cooked chicken, mama. My chicken was slandered, but I'm coming back stronger and better.
You better take the notes. Keep the cinnamon in tea. Thank you.
But you see, I watched other YouTube videos and
No,
I was saying,
not mine.
okay, not yours.
Don't tie.
Okay, I will never put cinnamon in food again.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So guys, how has it been? How is marriage going on? How long have you been together?
Marriage is good.
Yeah.
Marriage is good. For us.
On a grand scheme.
And the season we are in is also good. We've been together for 11 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We met in February of 2014. It's when we start talking. From then to now, we are still friends. Marriage is a sweet thing. We've seen the fruits of it. And yeah, we're enjoying it.
How did you meet?
On Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yeah. It was 2013. But I was 19.
Okay.
I think he was like 20 or 19, towards 20. So we are not going to the club. There were no branches.
Yeah.
We don't come from the same village, so we couldn't meet in church camps or anything. So Facebook.
Facebook was a thing then. Facebook,
Yeah, Facebook was a thing.
Yeah. It was the new social network that brought us more together than anything else had before. So I remember those days. I just joined university.
Okay.
And they gave us a good data bundle for research, and they also gave us laptops.
Yes.
So I had data, I had a computer, Facebook was there.
You were in Kampala.
I was in Kampala.
Mom.
So it was okay for me to post every other, let's say, 3 hours, put up a post, show presence that being a Facebook person then was
the in
cool, you're a cool person.
Facebook celebrity.
Yes, exactly.
At the moment you get 100 likes that time.
Yeah.
Mama.
150.
50.
50 likes. And you have 1,000 friends. God.
Yeah, those were the days when you post something and you have to tell people to like whatever
You've posted. So how did you land on her profile?
No, he was too opinionated for my liking. So we have mutual friends, people he had gone to school with. And back then, the algorithm was, if you know him and I know her, they are going to somehow suggest the pages.
Mutual friends.
So you would see, And the other friend of mine would, I think, repost. Was it reposting or comment?
Comment,
so
share.
I would see things that she has commented on. And so I started seeing. And things he was posting would piss me off.
What was he posting?
Random things like small statements that are now maybe funny, but they were not funny for a 19-year-old mind. So I would go in his comment and I'm like, by the way, shut up. Don't over impose yourself. You are not that important. So I think because I kept on going in his comment section and wanting to argue, he was like, but who is this person?
Yeah, I like I told you, I had enough internet on my disposal.
Yeah.
So every time I was posting, then the posts were kind of controversial.
Yeah.
And they're bashing girls mostly.
What
Bashing girls, they're demeaning.
Demeaning girls.
Demeaning girls, like, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I had this one consistent person commenting every time I post something. Like she commented first or second, or even if it was last, her comment stood out. There's a way that it would pop up in the. But the mutual friends we had, I had a friend that I had studied with. No, she was ahead of me at Valley College, and they were studying together, and they were friends.
Oh, yes.
So she equally liked my post so much. That's how I get to know her. I was curious, who is she? I need to know her. Then I started asking my friend. Then you'll come and visit us one day, then you'll see her.
Oh, she also went to Valley College?
No.
Hey.
We were in the same nursing school.
They're in the same nursing school.
Oh,
my
yes.
my OG and her were in the same.
Oh,
and
yes.
Over Facebook, we're mutual friends.
Oh, nice.
So I asked her, and she says, you'll come by to our school, which was in Shaka Advent, my home area.
Yes.
That whenever you come for holidays, you'll pass by and check on
visit.
us. So yeah, one it was one of the holidays. I talked to my friend then that I'll be coming by to check on you guys. I later went there and boom, that's how I get to meet her, to talk to her, to see this challenging girl, very full of humor, very beautiful.
And back then, he used to call himself Agrenasas.
Even now.
So, it's not proper for you to start calling yourself half names when your actual name is Nasasra.
Rita, really?
Back in the day, we are talking about back
in the day, yes.
Don't be acting like you are cooler than us, okay?
Yeah.
So I think when he met them to talk about a potential visit, they found out that his name was Nasasra, because I think even in school, you used to call yourself Nasas. That Nicole didn't know exactly if it was Nasas or something. Like she did.
In school, they used to call me, I think I was JS Nasas.
JS school kid.
So when they came back, they're like, the other boy on Facebook, his actual name is Nasasra, not Nasas. I was like, ew. Okay, that's not so cool. Why does he act so cool? So finally he came. I think it was towards Valentine's. Because I remember we had an argument.
Yeah.
You can see how entitled. You can see how entitled he was. He told me he wanted 6 children. Like we were just jazzing, and he's like, me, I'm born alone, I want 6 children. Oh.
That's before him telling you he likes you.
Yes. Then he said he doesn't buy flowers for Valentine.
Bushenyi man. Real proper Bushenyi man.
What happened?
Okay, apart from me.
What happened, to give that context? When I come to visit them, of course, I already have a basis. I'm going to meet this girl. She's been challenging. I want to put up a show. Who is she?
Choka musiripa.
Zari mziripa. I remember I was putting on a silk shirt, blue, and hey, blue silk. Should I show you? And a baseball. I still have
and a bomber jacket.
Yeah.
The leather was old.
So I talked to Nicole, and Nicole calls her.
Yeah.
And she comes. The first time I saw her, there is this thing that when you see someone that you're destined to, there is a spark that happens. I don't know the chemistry there, but there's a spark that happens.
Something that happened to me when I saw my wife on our first date. I was like, I'm going to marry you.
So we had long texts over Facebook, but there's nothing like friendship or what. It was just about the post. So when she came, I see her. I think the first catching thing was her eyes.
Well, you have killed them now.
No, they are not yet dead. So I see her. She comes and, like I was telling you, she in every other two statements, the humor was over the bar.
Her humor.
Her humor. And immediately, I don't remember the exact conversation, but what I can remember is that we started challenging each other. And the other girls, who was the other girl that was my OG and the sister, they had also come. They started laughing. So it became like a debate of who can win this. Somehow the conversation led to I can marry you, you can't marry me.
Wow.
Yeah.
On the first day?
On the first day.
Wow.
And that's how we end up. That's how we end up talking about kids. I'm like, I can marry you and I'm going to give you 6 kids. By the way, I'm the only kid and I want 6 kids. And you're going to give me 6 kids.
Wow.
And the conversation escalates. It is a debate style. And we end up in flowers. Girls need flowers. I'm like, I don't do that.
That's tough.
That stuff. At the back of my mind, at the back of my mind,
yes,
I'm not saying this intentionally, but I'm saying it to challenge this girl.
Yes.
Who is she? Why is it that everything I say,
she bashes you?
She bashes it. Who is she? I'll go on the opposing side of whatever she wants or she looks forward to. And I think it's from that day that we now start talking more. But the spark for me was immediately there and then. I unknowingly or knowingly started pursuing her more.
Wow.
Talking to her more, and one thing led to the other. There was quite a long distance. She was in Oshenya, I was in Kansanga.
Kansanga, yes.
So somehow we would talk almost every day. Every day. SMS, again, Facebook. And yeah, I think here we are now. So
Rita, when this guy says that he does not give flowers, when he said he wants 6 children, what went through your mind? When you like, okay, who does he think he is?
Okay, back then, flowers were just something we saw in the movies, and we also like, because he still doesn't buy flowers willingly. Okay?
You force him.
Willingly. Okay, he will buy them, but it's like a distinctive occasion that he knows if he doesn't buy these flowers,
there is a problem.
There will not be dinner. Which he actually doesn't care about, imagine, but the mood is going to be off. So he reminds himself just for his sake. Okay? Then about 6 children, I actually wouldn't mind having those many children, but he has given up.
How many do you have now?
We are expecting our third, and he's planning to do a vasectomy.
Oh!
So
yeah.
So I don't think I should have taken him serious anyway and wasted my life arguing out that, because he would still come around to give up on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think reality kicks in and you're like, 6 children. Maybe
at that time,
not.
that argument was baseless. It just wanted to win
I think
an argument.
so.
It wasn't thoughtful. I didn't know what the future holds. I didn't know what
In fact,
having
he
a
should.
kid
I don't
meant.
think he thought he would have me. Because by the time we met, I was in a relationship.
Yeah.
I had a boyfriend who was not serious.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how we exchanged numbers and kept on chatting and texting on Messenger. I still have messages from Facebook from back then.
Wow.
And SMS, of course, we used to buy like, I think 1,000 SMS for a week.
Yeah, Warid was a thing.
Warid was the thing. Pakarast, I remember.
There's this bundle you used to subscribe for like 4,000, and then you'd put like, I think 500 or 1,000, and you call for like a whole week. And then in the night on MTN, we'd have free calls. at midnight.
We had MTN zone when
Yes.
it was at 95%. You
Some
speak
people it
for
would be 99%.
99%. You speak for 20 minutes at just 100 shillings.
Exactly.
So we would do those, and I remember my friend would be like, I used to sleep on the upper bunker,
Yeah.
and she'd slip down, and she's like, but who do you be talking to at night? Because clearly this is not your boyfriend. Is it the J-Core guy? Okay, he used to look like J-Core back then. Now he has changed. Don't try to
But then you're going to put a picture of J. Cole.
I'm
Yeah.
not
Are you
anywhere
talking to the
close to
J-Cole
J.
guy?
Cole, I
Hey.
think.
He's like, yes. He's like, don't talk to him so much. He's my friend. I know him. No muyai.
Nikoro. Shit.
They had gone to school together.
Yes.
He used to be a youth who was outgoing. You know, very college kids.
I know.
Drinking, smoking here and there, jumping the fences. So I think she would think he was troublesome. And knowing who I was, I don't think she, okay, I had already evolved into who I am, but that's what I've become.
Yeah.
I do not understand that someone willingly goes outside of their walking zone to drink a whole gallon of alcohol, to smoke a whole packet of cigarettes. Like, it doesn't register for me. So she was like, J-Cole numiya imrek. But because J-Cole was consistent, my boyfriend was deadbeat back then. It is so. J-Cole was really, really consistent.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Then when the airtime is over, it sends you like a 1K, 2K. These days, airtime now has increased.
This time the airtime is
Yes,
50K.
because now 1K would take me like for a whole week.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that time.
Yes. So he would put for you like a 1K airtime, buy for you free calls, and then you call the whole village, you call him overnight, he also calls. So he was really, really consistent. And I think proximity breeds familiarity. As the saying goes, we became close and somehow started dating, I think about 3 months into the talking.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did you break up with your boyfriend?
Like a blessing.
Because he clearly stole you.
Yeah, he stole me because of the consistency.
Yes.
So I would also want to say, because of our stories,
Yeah.
now looking back at it, I think we trauma bonded.
Yeah, trauma bonded.
We had a lot of similarities in our bringing, in our life goals.
Yeah.
We both were struggling to make it out. So a few months into, it was supposed to be my 20th birthday, and J-Cole here saved up 60,000.
Wow.
Okay. So he came to Ishaka, surprised me. I think on that day I was performing. I used to be a traditional dancer with Presika Nkunda.
Oh,
so we
yeah,
had gone to perform those ends of Chamhunga. So Mr. Mans came and didn't find me at school. So Nicole brought him to the party where I was.
Wow.
And then when I saw him, I was like, yo, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm here to see you. So my friend Prosi then saw him, and I was like, he's a good guy.
Presika Nkunda.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Because Prosi knew my other boyfriend. Yeah. So
The deadbeat.
yes. So she's like, he's a good guy. But a good guy, I'm just 19. The other boyfriend was my first ever boyfriend. Like someone I've talked to. We don't even talk on phone or even meet physically that often. So I don't even know what you mean by this is a good guy. I come from a single mother household. I don't know what a good guy is supposed to be like.
Yes.
He's just a guy who is just looking for something that he probably won't get. But yeah, anyway. So, so that evening we came back with Nicole. We went to this place. It had opened in Chizinda, and he bought for us tea of 10,000.
Oh.
Retirement was 800. 800, no, about, let me see, 300
300
for 2 cups of milk in my village. So to come in town and someone gives you a small jug like this at 10,000.
10,000 spiced.
Cherabireho. Anyway, so he bought us tea, and we're like, hey, mama, this boy could be a serious one. Imagine he can buy for us tea of 10,000. What else can he do? Okay, then he paid for my venue for the birthday.
Yes.
Because my 20th birthday, I'd never celebrated a birthday.
Yeah.
So this birthday I'd been talking to my boyfriend.
The deadbeat.
What did he do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Wow.
What
Here
did
comes J. Cole do.
He pays for the venue.
Which place?
It was called corporate by then. It was a small cafe venue, which was nice.
Yeah.
It was just new. I think it has closed by now. So he paid for the venue. Now that is off. He bought us tea. Then he gave me, I think, 20K. And I went back to school and I was like, let's get married.
You got butterflies that day. Imagine a hard girl.
Now, on my birthday, the actual birthday, my boyfriend came. This one had gone back to Kampala. So the other one came. He had composed for me a song.
Hey.
He brought for me a wallet. The song had my name. He was a celebrity by then.
Do I know him?
Chite.
You'll tell me off camera.
So everyone was like, oh my God, it's so romantic. Oh my God, he wrote for you a song and even included your mom's name. My mom was there. Meanwhile, the whole time my mom is like, no, I swat day.
Meaning the deadbeat?
Yeah, the other boyfriend.
Had she met J. Cole?
No. But, like I've told you where we come from, what is your career? Which one, what do you mean that you are an artist?
You are an artist.
No. So my mom was like, that's not the guy. And she had been telling me for so long, but of course, I mean, you don't advise women in love.
In love. Girls in love. Mostly 19 years.
But J. Cole was really consistent. He would call, sing, and, sing for me happy birthday, send messages, be all there. Meanwhile, he was flirting in Urinyankori. The red flags.
Oh my God. How do you flirt in Urinyankori?
Yeah, so after the birthday, deadbeat did not... I think he did not go on properly. And then later on, that friend of mine, Prosi Kankunda, told me a story of what had happened when they were performing sometime. And she was like, are you still talking to the guy who came to the function the other day? I was like, agree. He's like, yeah. I was like, yes. Are you guys dating or something? I'm like, I'm not sure, but we are here, we are there. It's like, if you're not dating, please propose.
You proposing to him?
Yeah, but like grab him before he leaves, because the deadbeat is going to kill you. According to what I have seen, he's not the right guy for you.
Prosi was meaning the deadbeat.
Yes. So I was like, she's like, if you're still talking to Agre, please keep him. He's a good guy. So I was like, okay. So when they told me the story of what had happened, back then, now I've managed my ability to hold grudges and anger. Back then, I got so angry at deadbeat.
What did he do?
He got someone pregnant. Yeah. And in my whole entire life, my mom got married to a man who had other wives and kids. I had sworn upon my life, I will never be a stepmother. I will never be married to a man who already has a family.
A family, yeah.
If he has abandoned the other ones, he would abandon me at some point. So that was like a covenant I had made, and immediately I heard the story. I can even feel my blood boiling now, like it did then. I was like, good day. So I blocked, I stopped picking calls. He wasn't only a consistent caller, but anytime he would call, my phone would not go through. So that's how the relationship ended and vanished in thin air. And now I continued with J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Yeah. So it's not like we sat down and like, you see, now I don't think this relationship is going to work out, so we break up. No.
Guys, can I tell you a funny story? You see that situation? It's what also happened to me. I snatched from... What's the other one? It was very toxic. When I came,
that's the best time.
It's the best time.
Target your prey. If you know there is a mess somewhere or someone who is inconsistent.
Take away. Honestly speaking, because you see, once you are in a toxic relationship and someone is there waiting, that's how shady men are. Like that.
So there are two extremes, the inconsistent and the snatchers.
No, now the snatchers, we are consistent.
Very
Baby.
consistent.
Yeah, and of course the
Hey,
inconsistent,
hey.
then the one who's like, oh,
You have-
no.
Ah.
Give me.
Anyway, so Rita, did you have like any skepticism? What you like skeptic? Like this guy I've met on Facebook. He might not turn out to be
It
what I
wasn't
think is.
Facebook, the Facebook you're thinking about of, oh, hi, I saw your pictures, I think I like you, let's start dating. No, we come from almost the same area code.
area.
Oh, yes.
So we would meet occasionally. Like, yes, we did not go to the same school to say we met physically. First thing, we first created rapport on Facebook.
Yeah.
But still, he was from the same area code. We were in the same age range. He's like 11 months or 9 months older than
Older
me.
than you, yeah.
So it's not like he was really, really old out there. Then again, the trauma we shared was similar almost. He was fighting to break even. I was fighting to break even.
yeah.
He didn't have a lot. I didn't have anything. So it's not like I looked at him as, to me, it's someone I would fight with, someone I would build with.
Yes.
Even in the beginning, it was not, oh, I'm this person's girlfriend. No, we were friends who, because I remember at some point when I came to Kampala after nursing school, I moved into his home where he did not want me. Okay.
Why? You forced yourself there.
No. Okay, this is what happened. I had, he had just moved into his own space now. Now, I've gotten a job in Kampala. My former boss in Ndeje says you can't stay in my house, so I don't know where to go. So I asked him, can I stay at your place as I figure out my first salary to get a house? He was like, yeah, but he's scared of responsibility.
Responsibilities, yes.
He's also just 20. He's just also entered
It was my first time.
yeah. the workforce. By then, he lied to me that he was making 15,000 per day, but it was 3K or 5.
What were you doing?
That's 5K.
It was 5K. He was an office boy, okay? So me, I moved in, not because I wanted to be a girlfriend. It was like, we are in this together, yeah? You put your end of the bargain, I put my end of the bargain. So when I moved in, for someone working for 5K, me, I bought a sijiri. And a sauce because I didn't have enough money to be buying lunch, so I would cook. So he was like, when he saw a sigiri and how he would come back home in the night after walking from Nasa Road to Machindi, and he's really tired, he would find some food and he's like, no.
Anjafumba.
Yeah, so I don't think it was like, I'm thinking about the future with him, I'm married to him or something like that. It was like, we are a team now, we have the same problems, we fight out of this, then we see what next.
What next?
Yeah.
Interesting. And so, you guys stay together. Agree. Did you propose?
I didn't.
He didn't propose.
God bless.
What happened? How did he like get to tell you now I want to be with you for the rest of my life?
So like the way you are sharing, you realize that from 2014, fast forward, we spent together almost, let's say, 4 years.
Wow.
By the time we get to become that serious, what happened during that time is that I was at my university, and it's when life started becoming hard. I get to understand where I come from, my parents, what they can afford, what they can't afford, what's ahead for me, what I'm going to pursue. So life there started becoming more clearer. Then I saw the family problems, and those are the stories we are sharing over the phone. Hardships in tuition, upkeep, when they've locked my room, the hostel where I stay.
Because you've not paid.
Exactly. Those were the kind of hardships I was sharing with her. And she equally had similar issues. So we bonded in that manner. And we are very good friends. I tell her almost everything. She tells her almost everything. Fast forward, she finishes her nursing school, and she gets a job in Chiboga. So she comes to Kampala. I think that's the first time I introduced her to my friend, one of my friends for what do they call it? To confirm if I should.
Yeah, you should continue.
Yeah, I should continue this. What to get their thought, not to confirm, to get their thought about what I mean.
Yeah.
So I went and met her in the bus park, and I went with my friend, and I picked her things. We went to my place where she rested that day, and the next day she would again continue to what?
Chiboga.
My friend didn't
He didn't approve.
approve. I was like, no.
Pheromone, there is a grudge. Yeah.
I was like, no way, this can't work for you. Agre, get serious. But yeah, after she went to Chiboga later, Chiboga didn't work well for her. She comes to Ndeje. So while she's in Ndeje, I was staying at my uncle's place. My uncle is shifting, going to Chitende. I'm working in town. I can't be commuting from Chitende. So I now go fully to rent a place. Where I buy things, and now after university, that was my first
house. Space.
Safe space. I did everything I wanted in it, the chairs, everything I had thought about as a young boy. I had done it in this space. So when she was in Ndeje, I would go to Ndeje to often visit her. And it's when she was in Ndeje that I actually started even being more serious with the relationship. I had confirmed that I'm taking this seriously the first time I saw her dance. That day I went to Chamhunga, and I found her on a party dancing. She was such a good culture dancer.
Yeah.
So by then, me, I was sure this is my person.
My wife.
From the time I met her, then when I saw her dancing, I confirmed that. So when she came closer to Ndeje, I was pursuing that seriously. I would go to Ndeje often to visit her.
Yeah.
She would cook really good food. In Ndeje, it was a simple single room. It's when I started doing things a boy pursuing a girl would do. Buy this for her, try this, in my simple means. So she again stopped working in Ndeje, and she gets a better job on a pharmacy, was it? Abacus, Z Pharmacy.
In town.
In town. So she has to come to a place near
town. Yes.
We talked through it, and that was the same time I had just shifted.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now she's coming to start my place. She's bringing in all her things.
What if she
it is the first time I'm leaving like my uncle's premises under management of someone to my own.
My own management.
And the next thing they'll hear I'm staying with
a
girl. Like, it was hard for me. I'm raised in this way that it will be hard for me to explain to whoever gets to hear about it.
To hear about it, yes.
And also, it is my first months of my safe space. Really, I wanted to be alone. I'm like, you know what? You're going to come and stay here. But what we are not going to do, you're not going to bring your things. Because if you bring them, chances are high you won't leave
my house.
My house.
Wow.
So just come, bring your clothes, but the other cups and plates and what of yours,
leave them.
Don't bring them in my space.
My space.
So she comes, and she comes by then we're in Makindye. She comes, and we stay together. We discussed about her getting
a house.
A house after her first month of pay, and what I would contribute, and how much how would help. Good enough she was. She has always been target oriented. She achieved that. Then we shift and bought. She shifted and we bought things that, she needed in her place. And it's when she left
that you felt like
that I saw the void.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
It was the hunger.
It was hunger.
And days were super tough.
Wow.
Things were really tough. So when she left, I saw that besides loving her, I saw how much she was helping me.
Yeah.
But through that same period, I didn't say I pursued her to come back, but I kept looking for her. I would find myself in her home more.
Wow. Than your home.
Then over the weekends, she would come
To your home.
to my home. So we didn't even get to sit and discuss that, please shift and come back. She found herself also
Coming
this side.
back. Wow.
Because I gave my house out.
Really?
So you hadn't actually given your house. No, during that period,
Yeah.
there is someone who got a problem, who was a friend.
Her friend, huh?
Yeah. And the solution was to leave. The other person was a boy. The solution was to leave the place for him to stay.
To stay.
And she comes back. And that's what happened.
Wow.
So through that period, she again gets another better job. She rarely settles for less.
Yeah.
So you're like,
I
no,
didn't
I'm
get
not.
a better job. I joined AIM Global.
Aibambe.
It's the same time.
AIM Global.
Leaving Z, I joined AIM Group.
Yeah, you joined AIM Global, yeah.
How was AIM Global? You feel in your head like
So I joined
Transverse
AIM
the whole
Global.
of one day gear. One day gear and it's
I joined AIM Global for 8 months. I made 1 million. 8 solid months.
you didn't buy a car.
you need to buy a Benz, a Range
Benz.
Rover.
So from then, I was like, okay, this is not going as fast as I'd assumed it would.
Yeah.
So I started I didn't start. I tried reaching out to someone else. I'm very good with words, marketing. So when I used to work on the counter in the pharmacy, there used to be these Indians who would come marketing products, and it would be like, what is in it for me? I will move the product for you off the shelf. If there's nothing for me, my good sis, my good bro, go out there and do the hard work. Let people come and ask for it. If they don't ask for it, we are selling what is available. So I had moved someone's product in like 2 weeks,
Wow.
something that he had thought was impossible. So he offered me a job to work for him direct, which I had turned down because AIM Global was promising. It looked like a bit, match 100, match 100, match 100. It was a better opportunity than working for this Indian. So when the matching was not matching, after 8 months, I even remember, I think I went through a phase of depression because I remember buying some antidepressants at the pharmacy, and I walked to Nakawa and sat at the gate. It was around 5 p.m. He was probably almost out of office, or he had stepped out. They called him and told him the guy from Abacus, from Z, is here. So he came back. He's like, oh, finally I made your mind. He's like, yeah, I have 2 slots. One is in Mbarara, one is in Arua. Where do you take? I said, Mbarara, of course. So he was like,
AIM
cool.
Global?
Yeah,
No, after
this is
AIM
another
Global.
job. Yeah.
Yes.
This is after 8 months because I left the other side, I think in August. Then this was April, almost April next year, 2017. So he gives me Mbarara, and now I don't have anything tying me down. We are not married, not as serious because, again, our foundation was we have different problems in our homes. We have to make it through financially. So you cannot just wake up in the morning and say, me as a woman, I have chosen to settle down and get married to this man who's also pulling his weight. Now who's going to pull your weight? So me, it was about how can I liberate myself financially. I texted him, where are you? I think he was going down home. I went home also. I didn't have transport. So I think I went back and met him. We used to get borders on ShopRite.
Yes.
Yeah, together. Then we went home and I told him, I've gotten a job. I'm going to Mbarara. I was like, okay. How is it? How does it pay? Then I gave him all the details. And I was on my way, I think, in the next 4 days. Yeah, so that's how I now moved from Kampala back to Mbarara in 2017. Yeah.
The
We
hunger.
just now The hunger struck again.
The
I
hunger
think.
struck again.
How did you handle that situation
Hunger
when she was
struck
away?
again. When she was away, I didn't answer the previous question before why I didn't propose. So through the same period, you realize that the intention of proposing is locking in on someone, I would say. Now, during this whole period, the situation is that I've locked in on someone. They're already in
your
proximity. We talk, we are friends. And also the age doesn't allow me to, the age and maybe the status doesn't allow me to foresee marriage, children. No, we are getting out of this financial crisis. We are making ourselves better. She's my best friend. She understands me. We are one. She's my girlfriend. Yeah, that's how I was looking at it. So the idea of propose, win over someone, start a family wasn't the one I was going with at that moment.
Yes.
So she lives Kampala from Mbarara after getting a job. You realize that for a serious relationship that needs, let's say, proposing and what, making such a decision is hard. But for us, it was easy because we had...
You had a bond.
We had a bond. We had...
Personal problems.
So I was like, no, it's okay. If you really want to move to Mbarara, it's fine. You'll do better there. So she goes to Mbarara, and how I got to manage the situation now, this side, it wasn't easy. I again now saw of what importance this girl was to my life.
Yeah.
I appreciated her more. I found myself moving to Mbarara more.
Every weekend.
Not in the first months of when she had left, but later on, I had to be in Mbarara more often.
Yeah.
We continued our conversations the same way we had to have them over Facebook and what, but here I would call her every day, we talk about this. But for the person she is, when she reached Mbarara, she was very ambitious. Things turned out better so quick. And it also gave me room to grow. Now, I'm in my own space. I love her. There's a problem financially. I can't be a better man, so I have to fight so hard to show that at least I'm in a better
position.
Better position. And I think it's after she had left that my financial status shifted a little bit. I didn't say I got a better job because I was still on the same job. But the earnings, the goals, everything changed. My mindset changed. And I somehow would afford to check on her, provide something to where she was, and also take care of myself.
Yeah.
Because I had understood of what importance she was to me. I missed a lot of her presence, and I had to go and look for it.
Mostly the food.
And the food. Because the first saucepan, the first sigili, anything to do is the kitchen. I remember those days she had taught me how to make rice, and all I would do was to go to rest in peace, ShopRite.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And buy Raja. Is it Raja?
Yeah, it was an Indian mixed spice blend. Because he can't blend his own.
So,
so he
as long as I cook my rice and add Raja and it changes color and it is spicy, I would know that I've made the best.
You've made the best rice.
So all through that's the food
you ate.
I would eat the most. But surprisingly, my boys who visited me, the Philmons and the Blairs, liked the rice. They're like, you guy, you're the thing.
Kumbe.
You
Birds of
know
the
how
same
to cook.
feathers. Birds of the same feathers.
So yeah, fast forward. I think when she's in Mbara, after doing that job for marketing and medical rep, she joins pageantry. That's when things turn, like the real turn from clockwise to anti-clockwise now. It's when I start to get the feeling of your wedding.
Alabika agenda essaawa yonna mukazi akyuka.
She joined the pageantry, Miss Tourism Mankoli, and she's in the limelight now.
That's 2017.
17.
Yeah. She's in the limelight now. My what do they call it? This gemstone that no one knows about. Now he's in the open.
He's in the open.
Everyone has.
They are taking away what belongs to me.
Then now, as a man, I started feeling. I showed up. He campaigned for her.
Wow.
Supported her. Went to Mbara. Put in the list I could afford. Buying things to use in pageantry.
I know. It's hard work.
The dresses, the shoes, the what. Whoever supported her, thank you so much. I also did my best, but sure, thank you so much. So during that time, I got more serious with our relationship. She won the pageantry.
Oh, Miss Tourism Ankole.
Yeah, Miss Tourism Ankole. She was first
runner-up.
Yeah, first runner-up. She was first runner-up. Then she comes to Miss
National
Tourism
Boot
Uganda, the National Boot Camp.
Yeah.
Whatever is it JMM or it's just a guy? That list they gave you that they wanted.
Of the things they wanted. Eh?
As like a boarding school. And remember, the other girls that are competing against, the thought is like, for them they are well off. They have things. How am I going to explain that I'm the boyfriend of this?
Of this lady here.
This lady here. How is it going to make sense? So good enough, we had bonded. So the friendship and the bonding was bigger than anything else. Even when the thought of I'm not enough came through, there is a way she handled it of, don't worry, it's okay, I'm comfortable with what I have. We can manage the list I have to go through this. So we went to the nationals, and they went to the boot camp in Entebbe Zoo. And I went there. I went there twice. First to see her, second on elimination stage.
Yeah.
When they're eliminating. At the elimination stage, oh my God. They parade all these girls. Young, beautiful. With new hair that I hadn't seen.
So you look at others and you're like, should I?
I should be wedding next week. Because if I don't,
they are going to take
I'm
her
finished.
away. Yeah.
That was the thought of. I actually genuinely knew that after Miss Tourism, if I'm not serious,
they are taking her away.
Because the marketing has been enough and it has been done by an entire board. Miss Tourism. So they bring her on. They bring all the girls on the what do they call the stage?
The stage, yeah.
To perform. She did the best. The most I remember out of that event is screaming. I had gone with my friend. I'd also mobilized a few
other people
around on the same venue.
A girl, you had brought your girl.
And we were chanting, Rita. She did a very good cultural performance. She answered the questions well. And I also, what I did the most, I think I engaged everyone I know with their phone to vote. I voted. Like every person I knew then, I would pick their phone and make sure I vote.
They vote.
I SMS'd. Everyone who was my Facebook friend then must have got a notification to vote for her. She emerged as a what was it?
Top 12 Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality, that's the word I was looking for, Miss Congeniality. But the best that whole process has done, it had groomed a new person now. Not the Rita I knew. Everything had changed. Everything had changed. She had seen the better side of the coin. She knew that there is another whole world. Don't lie to me that life is better.
Life is better. So it shook the relationship.
Exactly. I had to up my game.
Financially.
I had to up my game. I think it is during that period that we first got like serious breakups of do your things. I'm also yo, please, no. I'm doing. Now you get a breakup, there's a long distance because even during that time, doesn't mean that she came back to Kampala. She again went back to Mbarara. They got offices for Miss Tourism. I was meeting big people now. It's during the same period, I think, that you get to go on TV West. Like,
oh, you worked on TV West?
As a producer and a presenter.
Which show was it?
Ask you, she should.
Rita, which show was it? I'm starting to connect. I'm starting to connect the dots.
Continue.
Rita. Yeah.
Yeah, it's now during that period that I had sleepless nights over relationships. Yeah, it's during that period. And
Hey, you were supposed
2018. Towards the end of 2018, I have an ultimatum. 2018, I was 24. I was to turn 25 the next year. So the thing about me that I'm trying to learn or unlearn now is putting deadlines on myself. So I said, by the time I'm 25,
you must get married.
By hook or crook. It's either I'm married or no one is in the picture. Get out of the road. 2, I needed a child. Because I'm a nurse professionally, so I knew about late pregnancies and their side effects. Well, they are not the case now, maybe are not as rampant as back then. But in my mind, I had studied and crammed all these things, and I was like, that's not going to be my portion. So 2018, I think December, I tell him, now we are crossing over to the new year, 2019. 1, I need a child. Meanwhile, we are still as broke as a church mouse, okay? 2, I need to get married. You have to come home. My mom had known him, but not like, oh, this is your boyfriend or something like that. So giving the ultimatums to someone who has not even 50,000 to himself, not even you with any saving, was like too ambitious. Then 1 month, I think it was like a month, right? I find out I was pregnant. Unheard of. Very unacceptable, very undemure.
Wait. So this was after
I gave the ultimatum. This is to answer your did you propose question.
A.
Yeah? Yes. All this has been the same answer.
A.
The same answer.
Yes.
So he didn't propose, you got pregnant.
So I find out
Rita,
I'm pregnant.
He didn't propose, you got pregnant.
Yes. Accidentally.
Wow.
We had been together for 5 years. I'd never been pregnant or even like gotten a scare or anything. And maybe on the other side of me is I like connecting dots and maybe giving praise that God listens when I ask for things and he does them just like that so that they can actually add up like that. So I had gotten pregnant like 2 weeks before. Now is the 1st of 2019. I'm giving ultimatums. How I need a child. Truthfully, I would not just be there and be like, oh, now I'm ready, let me get pregnant. I don't think it would have happened like that. So I'm like, now I need a child, I need to get married. But he's like, we shall see. but like he's scared. You can see he's not sure because it needs money to get married. It needs money to start a family. It needs all these things, and we are not yet there. So the next month, I am sleeping from like 9. I used to work on TV, the very first morning show, and I would leave at around 9, and I would go back home and sleep up to around 5
p.m.
Yeah, and my mom would be like, "But what kind of sleep is this?" So I'm like, Then I check, and I'm pregnant. Very unheard of.
Very undemure.
Very undemure. Where I grew up from, my history is most of my stepsisters had gotten pregnant and given birth to children without ever knowing the fathers or ever being married. That was not going to be my portion. And J. Cole knew about it. Okay? He had known about this, that we cannot get a child before my parents know. Or I'm given away. So I called him. He's like, and I think this was the call. I am pregnant. Are you coming home? It's a yes or no. You don't argue, you don't do anything. And if it's a no, you are never going to see us ever again. There are no ultimatums. I don't think by then I had the audacity to terminate, but I knew if he wasn't going to come home, like the other boys had done to the other stepsisters, we were never going to ever meet or him meet this child in this lifetime. He's like, yo, calm down. Do not think about termination. Do not think about anything. I'm coming.
Wow.
So I was like, okay. Who is he going to steal? Where is he going to get the money? So I think he's like, give me some time. I think about it, and then I'm going to call you, but do not do anything now. But he called me or texted like
I called you back.
A few hours or a few days, I don't know.
It was a few hours.
A few hours, because it couldn't be a day. He's like, have you told your mom? Like, not yet. How do you go to my mother, a single mom who has grown you, singing to you every day? You don't sleep with boys. You don't play with boys. You don't have a boyfriend unless they have married you. And you walk back to her and you're like, oh, I'm pregnant.
On what deal?
If you know, probably you don't know my mom, of course, but the people who will watch who know my mom, one punch like this and your jaw will be down. So I remember I went to the street. He told me to actually go and tell her and ask for dates to go and officially do what is now kuchara.
Kuchara, yeah.
I went to the hospital. My mom used to work at the clinic, and I went to her and I told her, Mom, I'm pregnant. By who? Agree. Karagasigas? Like, yeah. Like, I took you through nursing school for 2.5 years only for you to come back here now like this. There were no better ways. Were you stupid? Like, so what is your plan now? I'm like, he wants to come home. Can you even afford it? Do you want to end up like me? I saw my mom sit down and ask me so many questions, but then the other thing is, just like her, I am as big-headed. So I was like, you are either going to accept him rather, with or without anything he's going to bring that you may want him to bring, or want to be assured of, or I am going with him. You choose one of the two. So she's like, okay, so what are you looking at? I say March, Kuchara, then around May, we do Kuhinjra. And she's like, do you know where we come from? We had just shifted. Our house was like steel bricks. Nothing, the ground is...
In Mbara?
In Musheng. The ground is not made. The house is still looking at us. We don't have a father. It's me who had started making some money and now, furnishing the place.
Yes.
The job is new, and now I'm coming with news of...
pregnant.
My mom was low-key disappointed. I could see it in her eyes, because me and Agri were not rich, not with money that is visible, that you can see, back in the day, when a man came to marry your daughter, they would like at least furnish your house, or if you didn't have, they would build your house, and then they would buy you a fridge, and probably even put for you electricity. There's a show, They even buy for you TV. Things like those that you did not have.
Put up a show.
In my case, I'm the only daughter. And this is the best choice I have. This is what I could do best after leaving for Kampala. So my mom was like, so now we are all level head, we are on the same level. You're arguing on the other side, I'm arguing on this side. You come, you will be the one who's embarrassed in that house. Because now you can't afford to do it. But I remember when they gave the dowry, I tried and covered the outside, and then they came home, they kuchalad, and he promised that he was going to be a good guy.
Bambi.
He promised her he was going to do everything possible to change the life, but change the life. Life na yeye kuchange life.
But at least 2019,
Yeah.
eh?
And
This is 2019.
2019. So that's how I think the engagement then came on the wedding, on the giveaway.
The
I was
giveaway.
5 months pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah, so there was no like, oh, surprise, surprise, will you marry me? No, we were already here, we are getting married or we are getting married. You choose.
A situationship.
Wow. So the wedding happened this year.
Yeah, the
Yeah, the
wedding
wedding
happened
happened,
last
Oh,
year.
last
3
year.
months.
3 months. That's 2024.
Yeah.
Wow.
7th of December.
Wow. So, man, it's a really, really beautiful story. So, Rita, here you are, a beautiful girl. You are stuck with this guy, Agri. You are building life together.
Yeah.
Girls of that time, like 2019, 2018, 2017, even now, most of them say, I do not do to a Zimbe. Like, I do not start from scratch with a guy. Because I've been in such a situation before. And she was like, Ned, you get. And very many girls these days are like, man, I want a guy who is already accomplished. Rita, what made you stick with Agri? What did you see in him? What gave you hope that, okay, let me build something with this guy?
The mother I grew up with, my father died in 1996. I was 2 years old.
Oh, sorry.
She was the third wife. Where she had grown up from, leaving a marriage was not something, even when the husband had died. My mom was almost helpless, but I saw her.
Oh, you're the only child?
No, we are 3. I'm the only girl. I saw her pull through everything. My mom would ride a bike from my village to go and work in Ishaka, or sometimes walk and come back just to make us go to school, just to make sure we had the best dress or maybe a new dress on Christmas, just to make sure we had meat. So to me, it's not something I had experience with that men provide. That men are supposed to give things to women. I didn't know about that thing. So it was not something easy for me to come out and be like, oh, I need a man who's going to do this. Oh, I need a man who's going to do that. Because which example did I have?
You didn't have any example?
I didn't have any example. So I think because Agri allowed me to be my mom, to get out there and do something for myself without trying to beat me on the head. My girlfriend can't be in Miss Tourism. My girlfriend can't work on TV. My girlfriend can't do this. My girlfriend can't do that. He did not try to dim my light. So to me, it felt safe working with him because he gave me room to be who I am or who I was.
Yeah.
Even now, I can just wake up pretty much and tell him, but by the way, I'm relocating to Italy.
And he will go with you?
5 lines, why? This, and he's like, okay, cool.
Let's go. And he'll come with you?
He will support me to go. He will. Like, if I wake up and say, this is my idea, this is what I want to do, this is how it's supposed to go, I'm very detail-oriented, this is how it's supposed to start, this is how it's supposed to go, He's like, cool, shoot, if you're in, let's go. So it's not that I woke up and I'm like, let me go with the broke guy so that we grow together and we respect each other. Or maybe no. Like I said, we trauma bonded, and from that trauma, none of us, or especially me, I didn't have a reference of you get a rich guy, he buys you a car, he buys you a dress. Me, I knew everyone works from ground, they go up.
They go up.
Yeah.
Wow, which your Bushenyi women, eh? When you get time, marry Bushenyi. You see how they get when you get time,
As emphasizing.
marry a Bushenyi woman.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
so
sure.
agree. They normally say we Bushenyi men, we are big-headed.
Very.
At least not me. Now, anyway, there's this notion that goes around of men. Okay, and I've seen it a lot where men do not allow their wives do certain things. Now, I'll give an example. My wife is into politics. A couple of men will be like, otakazai, don't go there. You get? Agree. Your girlfriend then decided to go for Miss Tourism, and here you are. Munyankole man from Bushenyi.
Making noise.
Moreover, supporting her and making noise for her.
Yeah.
And a couple of other men would be like, no, don't go there. People are going to take you away from me. They'll be like, do not work. Weren't you worried? What like made you like push her further? Weren't you so worried that, okay, things are going to turn around and they're going to take her away from me? I mean, she has also started working on TV. And what would you tell men out there with supporting their women to do certain things and pursue certain goals? Because you clearly supported her.
I think my answer revolves around ego. Yeah. Men and ego. So me, it's my upbringing.
Yeah.
The same way she grew is close to the same.
Where you grew up.
Yeah, I grew up with my mother. I'm the only kid.
Wow.
With my mother, and I was given. My mother gave me freedom at a very young age. But with restrictions. You don't come home past 9. You don't drink. You don't
smoke.
You don't. If you're going somewhere, you first tell me. But I was given that freedom of, you can do mistakes, explain yourself, recollect them. So I did a lot of mistakes at a very young age. Even the boy she was explaining in high school, who was notorious, very outgoing, was because of that freedom. I know that my mom will understand me if I explain to her. And if she doesn't understand me, she's going to sit me down and align me. But it wasn't this hard parent who said, no, you can't do this at all, you can't do that. So I didn't get a chance to be confined in walls, to be stopped to do anything. And that has grown within me, that I saw my mother struggle so hard to put
food on the table.
Take care of very many other relatives of mine, play the father figure, not only for me, but also for
others,
for the whole extended family where she comes from. And I've had a soft heart for a woman who
works hard.
Because I saw that. Wow. I saw my mom suffer so hard to put a roof after we had suffered a number of challenges. So I grew up having this soft heart whenever I saw a woman working hard.
Wow. Interesting.
And Rita had clearly showed me all these aspects.
Yeah.
The only thing whenever she told me something, I would be looking for was always, how do I support her? But not how do I stop her?
How do I stop her?
Exactly. My ego was demeaned those days that whatever you do, always get respect. A woman that works
hard. Nice. All right.
That's when it starts then. So whenever Rita was pursuing, let's say, pharmaceuticals, even before she tells me, she has already made a decision. She actually even up to now, she comes to tell me something
When she has already decided.
when she has already
You are like, Mark.
when she has already taken a decision.
Hey.
So you try to look for the positivity in this whole situation.
Nice.
And also it is the time we spent together and the trust I had for
her.
Yeah, that she's not going to do wrong. She needs the support.
Yeah.
So even if, like she said, she told me she wants to go to Italy for school or for business or for what, I try to understand why Italy. What's good in Italy?
In Italy, yeah.
If it's not Italy, then which other place? Because she has made the decision she wants to move. Then how do we deal with our kids? So let's pursue this, and if we fail on it, we fail faster and get to move on.
Get to move on, yeah.
But if I ground you and I can't make the most, remember we are two people under one roof, two young people who know our situations. She has understood that I'm broke and she has accepted me. Now I can't be stopping her to go and get opportunities. It can't be me that I'm now well off, I've got some money on me and I'm going to stop you. You see it, you cook for my kids, you do this. No, it's that upbringing, even the friendship we had together, that whenever she wants to pursue something, I look for positivity and try to support him. She comes and say, I'm doing cooking. I remember when she started the cooking journey, I did the least I could then. Was it just like a cook and the
kitchen counter
and the phone to record? And that's how the cooking nurse started.
All right. So after the Quinjira in 2019, when did life start getting better? And when did the cooking...
Who told you it's better?
Concarita.
Just asking. Maybe someone has come here and told you, oh, by the way, I forgot a bit.
No, because I do not think you guys are still where you are. Years back.
It's better.
It's better.
It's
better. Really, the cooking class is doing well.
It's better.
On YouTube, you have over 54,000 subscribers. You are making money. It's better.
In comparison of where we are coming from, it's better.
It's better. All right. So, okay, when did life start changing financially from the Quinjira?
From the Quinjira, we got our son, I think, 5 months later.
Yeah.
And from then, everything kind of flourished, I would say. When I gave birth, things started aligning.
Wow.
For him, because now when you give birth, it's like prison. For him, I stayed in Bara. I was like, okay, now I'm going to hold the ground. You must conquer the skies. You must, because now we have a child here. We are not running away. Even if we do, we still have to pay for the expenses of this child. So I think from then, what was just like a job of 5K became more, where can I make more 10K? Where can I make more 50K? Became a company, and slowly, we even got another child.
Nice.
In the middle there, and now I also started venturing into other creative aspects, cooking. I did makeup, I sold rice, I had a job. So I would say it gradually just started manifesting that things had gotten better. We were not just surviving on 5K, and we had other people who were not starving. So clearly we were the ones who were feeding them. Things were getting better, and yeah.
I think what changed there was responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility.
One, and the shock of life. Now everything about life is on me. So the fighting tactics changed.
Yeah.
The environment was the same, but the hunger and the tactics changed.
Yeah. Strategies changed.
Strategies changed totally, because I remember when we gave birth to our beautiful handsome son, I sat down and started thinking, now, what am I going to explain to my firstborn? That I don't have money, that I can't be a better father for him, and this is what I grew up seeing. like I have to do something about it.
Yeah.
So my ambition then was not as it was at now. After my ambition before we get a kid wasn't as it is after we had gotten a kid. Then I was looking at life was quite soft. I still had an only kid mentality. Even through problems, I still ran to my mother, my uncles and what. But immediately after that, something changed. I knew I was responsible for what I'm going in for. And also, when I was going for Kuchara, I got a lot of mockery. You're too young. How can you manage a family? How can you, at 25, you're doing all this? Like, oh, okay, let's play this game. So now I have someone to show that no, you're joking. I can actually do better. You can eat your words. Then I had no one. It was just work, go home. So my working ability, my time management, everything that helps someone to develop started tickling in at that point. Looking for business, what skill do I have on the table, which other business can I add on? I started doing all those at that point. I remember it is when I also start like feeling, I don't know, but I loved her much more because she pushed me and believed in me so much when she was grounded after giving birth. So it's the first time I think I even sent flowers.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's the first.
The first time you sent flowers was 2019.
It was Valentine's. I sent a bucket of flowers on TV, on the set.
Yeah.
Hey, she's there presenting and
Aren't you happy with her?
I'm not crying, I'm just sweating. Yeah, I was happy. I was working with Didi and he was like, you know, out there, whoever has a lover, you can also get them flowers. And then they brought this box of flowers on the table of the set. I was like, just like these ones. And then he opens and it's his handwriting and the flowers are to me. So Didi had been, you know, talking to him and he picked them at 5 and then came to studio. And it was nice. But it took you so long, so.
All right. And so, Rita, when did the cooking last start?
2020.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember. Lockdown.
I had wanted to, I think around 2019, when I was pregnant, I used to cook. Once again, I'm a nurse.
You're a nurse, yeah.
So we had done nutrition, we had studied about lifestyle ailments, and every time I would cook, also my mom is such a good cook in the village. Like she's our village chef. When we have a small functions, she cooks for the bako, and then the rest of you cook for the rest of us.
I can attest to that.
Yeah. So I had grown up with her, and she had taught me how to cook, especially meats and bushera. So every time I would cook, by then I had already gotten a phone, so we had WhatsApp.
Yeah.
You would post about food, and people would text and be like, by then I had a lot of doctors in my list, be like, why don't you teach my wife how to cook this? And then the other ones, how do you cook this? Why don't you teach me how to cook this? Why can you like come in my kitchen and teach my wife this?
Yeah.
So there were so many requests and I would spend the whole day literally sending voice notes and typing back and on phone calls.
And they would pay you?
No. So 2020 comes, we are all grounded, and I would carry food to office now. So I would come back home, I cook food, I always wanted to be on YouTube because I knew it paid.
But surprise YouTube channel,
but I didn't know what niche to do. But because of the other side, I now wanted to like go and teach women how to cook.
How to cook.
But I didn't know. So when lockdown happened, that was the time I was promoted to be a producer. I stayed at station with a few of my friends. And every time I would cook food and take for lunch, like, hey, you cook so well. Why don't you teach people how to cook? I even started pitching for a cooking show, but you know these things, politics.
Yeah.
So my friend was like, you should start a YouTube channel then. I was like, yeah. Because I had been doing my research about cooking. I even have a video I made about, I wanted to start doing like this show.
Yes.
So he was like, no, your strength is in the kitchen. Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I was walking back, I figured a name, the cooking nurse, went in office. So online, there was one Chinese guy who was called the cooking nurse. He had, I think, he was like at 200 subs. I was like, I'll beat this one. Let's go. First of all, he's Chinese. So no Chinese
Just
are going
200
to
subscribers.
Yeah.
Only.
No one is going to see me from China, so we can share the name. So I went back home. We actually opened the YouTube channel then. I went back home, told my husband, sat on the computer, did the graphics and everything. And like in 2 days, we put the channel up. And yeah, from that time, we started growing the cooking dance online.
Yeah.
We steal your phone, we subscribe, we'll give it back to you because you are big-headed. We go on all computers, we subscribe, then we log out. Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
People started coming through.
Yeah.
And then 2021, I had my second child.
Yeah.
I think I get breakthroughs when I give birth. That's why I should be giving birth every 2
Every-
years.
And now there's a big breakthrough that's, let me prophesy. A big breakthrough is about to come.
So when I
it
gave
comes,
birth
you
to my
bring tithe.
daughter, I was fired from TV.
Oh, yes.
I lost the job, so now it's lockdown. I'm like, okay, so now what do we do? We can't even afford food for videos. So I channeled and started posting my normal food on Instagram. And that's when now the cooking
Instagram
nurse
blew
became,
up.
became like a household name. Now we do cooking classes, we do YouTube, we do sell a few products here and there, and life is good.
Stagnated when she was still in Bara.
Yeah.
But when she came to
Kampala, it blew up.
Yeah.
Blew up.
Yeah, be there following it. I'm going to take my cooking classes seriously on your
And
YouTube channel.
Later
No,
on,
take physical ones.
I will come.
Yeah, your
Then
situation is, your case is bad.
later on, she, while she was trying to pursue that dream, she had tried to do cooking with a friend. And I had tried a number of attempts, baking things in what? Things
In a
that
saucepan with sand.
it couldn't
Wow.
turn out.
We didn't have an oven.
They were looking funny. But they had really tried out. And she kept saying that she wants to teach.
I want to do cooking. I want to do cooking and
to do cooking and to teach rich women something. The way you used to say it.
there were rich doctors' wives. By then I was a medical rep, so I had a lot of doctors' contacts.
Rich doctors' wives. So during that time we sat, and the business wanted to start, I think, was makeup.
I was already in the makeup business because of Miss Tourism.
Yeah.
And it was also like a new thing, budding in Bara. So there were not many makeup artists. I offered to make extra cash, but it wasn't something that was something I felt so comfortable. I don't think I would still be doing makeup 5 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went and did furniture for makeup, and furniture like to improve the home kitchen.
Yes.
And also add. Then I made them from this side, then I put them on these return trucks, and I took them to Tumbara. I didn't know that cooker and the kitchen was the main business. I thought the makeup
thing was the main
business. So when COVID hit, and she took advantage of this new kitchen and the phone she had to start filming. Later on, she comes to Kampala, and she keeps pushing me. I really want to teach people. People are commenting. They want to
learn.
They want to learn. They want to do this. So the idea was, we sat down and, of course, talked through it. The idea was she's going to start cooking. We are going to make a cooking studio for her where she can teach, but also film her content and also do more as a content creator.
Yeah.
To maybe dine, to maybe interview, not only stay in one niche. That's what we're looking at. Started looking for spaces, and that's how we end up with the cooking nurse studio.
Yeah.
We get a space, we build the whole kitchen for her to start filming. And the other space that we thought was for
makeup.
No, was for her improving her works, not only to do cooking, maybe to do sit downs. The friends end up liking it, and they didn't have space to create content.
Then you ended up renting it out to them.
We rent it out.
Nice.
Then they need equipment. Then they need cameras. Then they need, and fast forward, we register and make it a whole business. Now it is there up and running.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Wow. So yours is a story of sticking together and supporting each other. And I'm really so glad that in our generation, man, in our generation, it's so rare.
Lucky one.
You are
I was the last lucky one.
You and I, both. You and I. Honestly speaking. But I'm glad that in this generation, man, we still have ladies who will support their partners from zero. From zero. And they will see you grow.
And I was at zero. Actually, I was in negatives.
Negatives.
As badly off. You know, working from, I used to work at... I studied in IUEA. I did architecture.
Yeah.
So I went to do intern at Rocco, which was at NASA. So while I was at Rocco, the situation was bad. I couldn't afford to do an intern where they don't pay me.
Yes.
You know, those internship things, they don't give you anything.
I know.
The work is hard. So I end up saying, no, I really can't keep up with this Rocco thing. I try to explain to my supervisor, then they recommend me to another farm to go to. As big-headed, all I was looking at was, no, I have to survive. I can't be in these things. I went to the other farm. I reported, but I didn't spend long there. I then start going to a friend's place, which was also a farm at NASA Road. It's where I learned to do graphics and stuff. But I was trying to explain that I was working from NASA Road, Nkuruma Road, actually, behind the railway, up on, I think there's a mall now. Which mall is that? There is a mall there as you're going to this hospital. Nsambia Hospital.
Nsambia Hospital.
There's a mall
Arena.
The Arena Mall. Then after Nsambia, behind
Makinde.
behind the embassy, then slope, then go home every day. Then lie to her that I'm making a lot of money. I was making no money, do 0.5K. But I lied to her, and I knew she should understand at a certain point that this guy is lying to me. But
she's stuck there.
She's stuck.
Wow.
Stuck.
Because I didn't care. I don't think I really cared about how much money he was making. It didn't affect me as bad, I would say, because I was also working. So even now, I plan for my money. I do not bank on anyone. If I say I want to go and maybe buy shoes, I don't be like, oh, I want to go and buy shoes.
You will go and buy them.
Me, I will go and buy shoes. And then somehow later on, around October, I'm like, you never buy me shoes. But you get the vibe.
Yeah.
So his 5K, I don't think was a problem then. You had no reason to lie.
Like she explained to you, she's from a background where she sees a hard woman.
A hardworking woman.
Like no one helps anyone. Where I come from, you're on your own.
You're on your own always.
Yeah. So I think that's where it came from. That whether you're making 5K, as long as me I find where to sleep, I'm not on the streets.
Good enough itself.
I will.
Yeah, you are now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so advice, I'll start with you, Rita. Advice, as we are concluding, advice to the ladies out there who say, me, I cannot build a man. I cannot start with a man from scratch to something. what would you advise them? And advice to someone out there with challenges in a relationship, financially. Also, can people meet on social media and actually fall in love?
Sabula.
Sabula today.
My advice is two extremes. Two extremes. Times have changed, okay? Times have changed. One, I would say, if you can and it's not urgent, don't date down. Don't marry below. Okay? Do not marry broke. If you can and it's not urgent.
It's not urgent, yeah.
If you're a certain age and you've already grown, you have no business building another person who is also grown. We grew each other because we were 19.
You were young.
We were young. It makes sense that a 19-year-old clearly cannot afford buying me a Benz. Okay? If I'm going to date 45 now, whether you have more or not, if you're not happy, that's your business. 2, get a person who is going to support you, unless you have nothing to support. Yeah, if you say me, I'm not going to be doing anything. So whatever the man says, it's what I will do. You go with whatever is flowing. But no matter how rich or established a man is, if he's not going to let you be you, flourish in your own calling, or have a dream or a purpose or something that you just bring to life as an individual soul, you are just an infinite being in this body that maybe is termed woman. You're this infinite being that is in the body of a man, but you have a purpose as an individual. And if you're going to get a partner that is going to break that before it even reaches flourishing stage, you will still not be happy. So in all you do, stay woke, understand the things that happen in life in their reality form. Not how they're going to look on internet, not who's going to say, oh, Rita, she grew her man. No, I didn't. He grew me too. I was given chance to flourish. I did not pick him up and I'm like, now I'm going to take care of you. You're broke. I will be a hero. No. So do not go out there trying to be a hero or save someone or be looked at as the one who started growing with this man. Because now I do not think I would go out there and be like, oh, I grew him. No. I don't see it like that per se until someone maybe says it. Because in one way or the other, I also grew. I had a chance to go through all the stages. I have a chance to say now I want to buy this and I will buy it. I have a chance to say I don't want to eat posho today and I will not eat the posho today. I have a chance to just be me alongside him. For people having problems, they are everywhere, my darling. Okay? They are everywhere. We are all humans experiencing this life in different ways. We look at different or same things in completely different aspects and lenses. Please try to look at them in their reality. Break it down, separate yourself from the problem, put it outside, and look at it in its reality. If you're fighting over maybe him not buying you flowers, why? It goes both ways. Have those conversations. Why? Understand where someone grew up from. Because in as much as we try to avoid the talk of, trauma, therapy, and stuff like that, how we grew up shapes a lot of who we become in our adult age. How did this person grow up in their home? Who is the leader in their home? What are the things they have that have shaped them? And then that will explain to you why Ushenyi men will not buy flowers, for example. Okay? It will explain to you why a certain man who has no money feels the ego eating him up, that you are going out there to work because now he feels like you're going to be better than him and treat him maybe how his father was treated or something like that. Try to look at problems, no matter how small or big, from their reality of what actually built up to this. And if it's something you can solve, there you go. Wow. If it's something you cannot solve, then you also choose the hustle. Life presents us choices almost every day. Almost every second. A choice to get up and leave your house and go here. A choice to do this. And I always tell people how I grew up, everything was consequence oriented. You do anything, you must remember that for every action, there must be a reaction.
An opposite and equal reaction.
An equal. And you must suffer them. Whatever you choose today, if it was, I will ignore this and, continue, make sure you are able to get out of it. And if you cannot, seek help or endure. But at the end, you have all the power to get yourself out of whatever you have willingly or unwillingly put yourself in. Always remember, for every action, there's a reaction. Look at things in their reality and speak.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's so powerful.
Very, very powerful. Agree.
President.
Motivational speaker. Agree. Advice to the boy child out there who, first of all, is taken up by ego. You get, like, you see a woman is flourishing and working and you feel like, I don't want you to work. And secondly, what would you advise also the boy child out there on getting the right partner? Because definitely you got the right partner and you are happy. As we are concluding.
Are you happy?
Very happy, man. Very happy. Aren't you happy?
You should give me flowers for being happy.
Are you happy? You should give me flowers too.
As you're concluding,
to the boy child. One, I can't say I really did choose this good partner for me when I knew.
Yeah.
But I would look to a few aspects that I've gone through to maintain my relationship. One, it's the intention. When you choose to do something, be intentional about it.
Yeah.
Like she has said, life presents you with a lot of choices.
Mm.
And you realize that in everything you do on a daily, it mounts to that reaction that you go through. So it's a choice you make today. If you think you're really pursuing her, be intentional about it and do pursue her.
Mm.
If you think this is a relationship that can do good and do better for you, be intentional about it. Don't just brag about it. She's my girlfriend. And you just live life seamlessly with no intention. So the biggest thing that affects the boy child now is that the intentionality of doing things is low. They are on vibes. Secondly, it's the ego. It's in this era that you'll find your wife is a president. How do you deal with that? Your wife is a CEO there. Why will you take your ego? These women are really empowered now. These girls are empowered. So you have to learn to tame your ego as early as possible. You're two individual beings up on a task of making a marriage. Because marriage is a job, is work. You don't sign up to leave your comfortability and go have children to take away a lot from you, to bring another part of a human being to take care in your... You'd rather stay single, but when you decide to take up responsibility, it is a job. Look at this as a job. You're two partners, as good as business partners. So every other aspects that you would use in business, your business equally work this side. If it is communication, it has to be
good.
If it is time management,
it has to be good.
If you have been given tasks and you have to up your game on that.
Yeah.
So you can't deal with ego in such a scenario, because surprisingly, this person can be a better breadwinner than you can be. You might find they are presented with
bigger opportunities
than you are. Or the opportunity that is going to change you
and the family.
And the family will come from
From her?
Exactly. Because as of now, the cooking nurse then wasn't a big thing. I'm supporting my girl, my wife. But as of now, it is a very big thing to our income. She makes money from it, but I get a lot of recommendations of other people who want other services. Because the followers, they need my services. They need the kind of works I do. If it is architectural works, they will come through. If it is studio works, they will come through. If it is graphics, they will come through. And it is, you'll find I'm mostly working on the friends.
Yeah.
You'll find I'm respected or I'm easily welcomed in places that I go to because I supported that.
You supported her.
So in a scenario that I deemed that.
Be somewhere not good.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So you have to be intentional with every decision you make. Learn to tame your ego early. And maybe the last one, life is not easy. Marriage is not an easy task. It is a job.
It's work.
It's work, a lot of it. But I would tell a man who has started a serious relationship to try their level best and not fight for the little things or sweat the little small things. You may have heard it from somewhere, or it sounds cliche, but the more you live life and flow and not fight or sweat that small thing that has happened, that you're shouting because she has come at 9. You don't want to understand why she came at 9 and you're home at 8. You're shouting because maybe she wants flowers and you can't provide them.
Then you write that you don't believe in it.
Exactly. Do not sweat those small, because later on you realize they don't actually matter.
Okay.
Every time you fight in a relationship and you spend this, after a while you realize you don't even know why you are shouting, what was making you people angry.
Angry, yeah.
It was just a small
issue.
So for any young man who has started a serious relationship, tame your ego, don't sweat the small things. They will actually get to pass.
Interesting.
About getting a good wife, that one, I don't have the best advice because it also came to me.
You leave
But
it to
maybe
God.
snatch.
You go where there's toxicity. You say, I can, come here. Yeah, nah. Then meet wherever you are.
It is also happy.
He's also happy. The person impregnated over another.
I don't know, but maybe another one. I don't know.
He's still singing. Anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure hosting Mr. and Mrs. Nasasira, the cooking nurse, and Agri. So, Rita, you're the cooking nurse.
Yeah.
Do you do outside catering?
No. Can't say will never, but for now, no.
For now, no. Okay, just tell the viewers what exactly you do.
For now, I share content online. I teach physically, and I think I've fallen so much in love with teaching that probably in the near future I'm going to have a bigger school. Because there is people like you. Yeah, so I do teaching, I do teach classes. The seasons don't look the same because I'm still single-handedly doing this.
Yeah. Actually, men need to come more. I don't know why they are not.
We are coming.
I just say for the wives. But yeah, we also like it that way because then more women come through, they teach their children, then that means we are going to have proper people doing informed choices when it comes to the kitchen, and that's where the home almost is centered.
Yeah.
And yeah, I sell a few products, digital products. I am writing a cookbook right now. Maybe it will be out soon. I sell meal plans, but I also teach people how to make them so they don't have to copy and paste every day. Yeah, mainly teaching. So if you feel like you're struggling in the kitchen, I'm your girl.
All right.
Yeah.
Follow, subscribe to her channel on YouTube.
Oh, I also have a studio.
You also have a content studio.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Thyssen Studios. We are online. We are also located in Kulambiro.
Okay.
You can come through anytime and...
All right. So you can subscribe to her channel, The Cooking Nurse. Follow her on Instagram, The Cooking Nurse, everywhere, The Cooking Nurse. Yeah, my cooking has improved. Agre, what do you do?
I'm a creative businessman.
Yeah.
I one, deal with the studio. I'm the technical person behind the studio. So
Yes.
you can come through at TCN Studios along Kulambiro Ring Road. We focus mostly on content creation.
Content creation.
Yeah, it's a content creation studio
Okay.
for people who want to do podcasts and what.
Yeah.
Then professionally, I'm an architect.
You're an architect.
Yeah,
That means you design stuff.
Sure. But I majorly focus on visualization.
Visualization.
Yeah, making 3Ds, things look.
Yeah.
And I equally do graphics. That visualization has a lot of relationship with
graphics.
Yeah. So I also do graphics, branding. I have a company for that specifically also. So people who have dealt with me, some know me from graphics and branding. Others know me from construction and architecture. Others know me from TCN
Apply.
Studios. And yeah, those are the three things I majorly put my
Energy into.
energy into.
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you so much for taking your time to come here and share your story. As we are going, do you believe someone can find can find true love on social media?
Yes.
Very.
Perfect. So, na Twitter. But first,
There are individuals behind those accounts. Find the account, get to the individual.
Yeah.
Deal with the individual.
Deal with the
Now leave
individual.
the social media.
all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep on subscribing, keep on liking, keep on commenting. It's been yet another beautiful episode. I'm Emeka the Romantic Muchiga. God bless you till next time.